Rachel and this is Rachel Makes. Today I'm going to make a fish pie. Now this is going to be a really economical fish pie. So what I've got is some fish. This is 4 fish fillets, which are actually from a bag of frozen fish fillets. And it's pollock, and that was really a cheap way to buy the fish. Okay, so I've defrosted those. I've got some frozen sweet corn and peas, which are defrosting now, and that's about 200 grams of that altogether. I've got 100 grams of spinach, frozen spinach, which is defrosted. Some potatoes, which I've peeled, and there's about 700 grams of potatoes there. Some butter, there's about 50 grams of butter. Some plain flour, you'll need a couple of tablespoons of that. Some milk, and I've got a pint of milk. And a little bit of dried tarragon, and there will be some salt and pepper as well. You don't need the dried tarragon if you don't want to use it, that's absolutely fine. It's just because I really like it and I've got it. Okay, you could put some parsley in or something if you wanted to, or nothing at all. Okay, so I'm going to start by boiling these potatoes. So I'm boiling these potatoes, and when they're soft and cooked through, I'm going to mash them with a little bit of butter or milk. Okay, so I've boiled the potatoes and mashed them, and now what I like to do is I've added a bit of butter and a little bit of milk, and I like to beat them with a spoon because this gets some air into them and it makes them really light and fluffy when we're going to put them on top of our pie later on. Okay, so those are done. So now I've got the fish here, and what I've done is I've put the fish in this pan and I'm going to poach it in the milk, which I've just poured over the top. Okay, so this has been poaching for about 5 minutes now, no longer because these are really thin fillets. And so you can see it's cooked, so I'm just going to lift these out. Okay, so we've got our milk still in the pan because I've taken the fish out now. What we're going to do is add a couple of tablespoons of plain flour to the milk, okay, and we're going to put our butter in there as well. And then what we need to do is, as the milk is heating through again, we need to keep stirring. Okay, now I know this looks like a disaster at the moment, but I promise you that as long as there's fat in the pan in the form of the butter, all of the lumps will actually come out gradually as it cooks, but you just need to keep stirring the whole time. Okay, so after about 5 minutes the sauce is bubbling away nicely, it's nice and smooth, and the flour should be cooked out, because what we need to do is cook the flour out so that we don't get that kind of horrible floury taste to it. Now we're going to add the sweet corn and peas. So these were frozen, and also the spinach. The reason why I use the frozen vegetables is because they're nice and convenient and very cheap. Frozen spinach is an awful lot cheaper than fresh spinach, and actually you really don't need fresh spinach in something like a fish pie. Okay, so I've added the dried tarragon and I'm going to stir that through, and I'm going to put some pepper, okay, and a little bit of salt as well, just obviously for your own taste. So you don't need to use dried tarragon. I think it's quite nice in fish pie, but you could use some parsley if you wanted to. Also, if you wanted to, you could put some cheese in the mash, or in the sauce, some grated cheese. If you like cheese, that would be lovely. Okay, so now we're going to add the fish back into the sauce. And just sort of quite gently mix it through. We won't need to, you don't need to cut it, it just naturally just breaks into chunks. So you can tell this is actually very vegetable heavy, this pie, because for reasons of economy I tend to do a pie which is really padded out with vegetables, but it's still really tasty. Okay, so everything's ready. I've put the sauce and the fish in the pie dish, and so now I'm just blobbing the potato over the top. Okay, so the potato's now over the top of the pie, and I just kind of make a few shapes on it with a fork so that those go nice and crispy in the oven, and it's going to cook at 180, probably for about 20 minutes, until the top's nicely golden brown and it's kind of bubbling through. Okay, so the fish pie's out of the oven. It's had 20 minutes and it's lovely and golden brown, and it smells really, really nice. Okay, well I hope you liked this video. If you did, please say so. Please make any comments you'd like to, nice ones. And if you'd like to subscribe, that would be amazing. Okay, thank you, bye bye.